This is a demonstration of the Kadee spiker. And I've used one of these things forever. Everybody says, oh, it'll dent the rails, it'll do this, it'll do that. It doesn't push them down. And once you get them adjusted to where you want, the things really work good. This one, now this is going through basswood ties, could be pine, I think they're basswood, cork road bed, and then plywood underneath, which is really hard. There's two little prongs underneath here that you can slip on the rails. This part of it needs to be absolutely flat on your rails, so you can't have your power on because it's metal. I just got this thing out of the box, and this is for sale. So I'm doing this because some people just don't believe that they work, but I have laid hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet of track with a Kadee spiker. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's already in. 5, 6. Notice that they aren't having any problems at all. So, except that one. Now, once in a while you get a ringer. And this is good. I'm glad this happened. Because sometimes if you don't have it quite flat or quite squared up and all of that kind of stuff, it turns out to be one that doesn't quite go down. Now I'm just going to take kind of my personal rail spiker and push both sides down. And this might happen once every 20 or 30 of them. And you can go back through and push them all down if you want, just to make sure. But believe me, if you had to hand spike these things, I know what I'm doing here takes time, but if you had to hand spike these things, you'd still be working on a second tie. But at any rate, I love these machines. I'd recommend them to anybody that's going to scratch, build, and lay track. And there's plenty of spikes left at Kaydee if you want to buy a couple extra boxes. I mean, it's going to have 2 boxes, which will probably last you your lifetime. If you wanted to buy more, you could. And if you need parts for one of these things, Kaydee has parts, and you just give them the number right here, which is, if I can get my finger out of the way. There it is. Well, I think it's right there. Yeah, 1322. They're all numbered, and I keep track of stuff. So at any rate, that's my demo. I could show you too that if you have trouble with the thing with spikes that come out of here and it kind of all jumbles up, get the thing cleaned out, and you can come over here to this screw, and this metal thing here, you just tap it in either with a really light screwdriver or mallet or whatever. You loosen the screw, push this thing in as far as it'll go, and then you tighten the screw down really tight, and what that does is that pushes this whole piece of metal up here tight against here, and then you won't have quite as many misfires. Inside here, you can take the thing apart. There are spacers in here that you can adjust the height of this thing coming down. So if you ever have somebody that says, yeah, when I push down on my handle and I spike it and the thing dents my rail, then what's happened is he doesn't have these spacers in here correct for the distance that you're going to push these spikes down. So at any rate, that's kind of a round robin kind of thing. I'm going to try to pick up my camera and see if it still works. Down here, let me zoom out. This is the box that this thing is going to come in. It comes with the original foam box, 2 boxes of new code 70 spikes. This is set up for code 70. In here are some little extra shims and whatever, and then the top goes on it. So at any rate, that's it for the Kadee spiker and generally how I use it. And if you have any questions, you can always call me. And anyway, good luck bidding.